Good afternoon, good whatever time you are, whoever you are, wherever you are. Welcome to our question and answer session for the month of January 2018. We shall begin with the first question.
Question number 1. Question from Singapore, from J. Lo. It is said that we will experience the nimitta of seeing bright light. I'm confused over this light. I have experienced my mind to be light as a feather, and on some occasion feeling the mind to be light and radiance. Are these considered to be nimitta? Is the light from nimitta purely bright color light?
When you meditate and you might experience some light or some images, they are called nimittas, but they are not the primary things that we want. The primary thing we want is peace, calm. So if they appear, just ignore them. Just continue on focusing your mind on your meditation subject, object. Just, if you're watching your breath, just keep watching your breath. If you use a mantra, just keep using the mantra until your mind eventually becomes still. Then you will stop focusing and your mind will be peaceful and happy.
Question number 2. Will Venerable Ajahn be able to advise the various nimitta that a meditator will experience in his or her practice?
Well, nimittas are just phenomena that you don't have to know anything about them. Just the Buddha said, just treat them as the three characteristics. They are impermanent. They are not under your control, and don't be attached to them if you don't want to be hurt. So just know them for what they are. They come and go, and leave them alone.
Question number 3. Question from Norway, from Elizabeth Weber. I'm most deeply grateful for your teaching and this question service. My question today: is it possible to enter into samadhi through metta? For example, if the object of meditation through the day is having continuous metta for everyone or everything that arises.
Well, it's possible because metta is also a kammatthana, an object for your concentration. So if you can concentrate your mind on being metta, then it's possible that your mind can become calm and peaceful. But you have to do it to prove it, But it's one of the 40 kammatthanas, the object of meditation, like anapanasati. So whichever object you want to use, it will give you the same result, give you peace of mind and stillness of mind.
Question number 4. Question from Hong Kong, from Mark. I'm trying to keep reciting Bhutto from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. May I know, is it okay to visualize Buddha image or the word Buddha in my mind while doing recitation, or is it better to do without visualization?
It's up to you. Whichever method will make your mind calm and stable and not thinking about anything. You can do it. You can use them both or use either one of them. If you don't use mantra, you want to visualize, that's fine also.
Question number 5. Question from Canada, from Deborah Jones. Are monks allowed to use objects that are not requisites, for example soap, boots, and warm clothes in cold countries? If so, what are the rules for using these things?
They are used to protect the body. If they are used for protection or for curing the body, then it can be used. But if they are used for comfort, unnecessary comfort, or for beautification, then they are not. They are prohibited. They are only used as medical, for medical reason. But for beautification of the body, adding special comfort for the body, then they are prohibited.
Next question. Question number 6 from Canada. What we have water that is said to have passed over the Buddha's relics. They call it holy water, and I keep it in a high place. Is it good to keep this water, and what is its significance?
Nothing, it's just water, and you just happen to believe it's holy, but there's nothing holy about that water, So you either can keep it or you can throw it away. It won't make any difference.
Next question. Question number 7, same from Toronto, Canada. Many years ago, I got into a bus accident, but something about the accident was strange. As the bus was about to crash into the rock, I braced myself, and the next thing I knew, I woke up on the rock observing my breath. Even though I must have gone through the windshield and crashed into the rock, I have no recollection of any of it. It's like there was missing time when I didn't see, hear, or feel anything. Do you think it's possible that I was sucked into samadhi state that's why I don't remember? Or is it because of the impact knocked me out and gave me amnesia?
I think it's the latter. I think the body stopped to provide you the information that the body normally provides you. You see, you are the mind, and you send your sense monitor to attach to the body, but sometimes the body doesn't send you the information, like when it get involved in an accident. So during that time, there's no information sent to the mind, so the mind doesn't know what happens during that time. So that's it. Just it's the malfunction of the body, not the mind. The mind hasn't entered into samadhi or anything like that. It just doesn't picking up the information from the body.
Next question. Question number 8 from Canada, from the same person, Deborah Jones. We have lice in our hair. Is it okay to use lice shampoo, or is it considered killing?
I'm not sure if life is a being or not. Being means it has the mind or not. If it has a mind, like say animals, like dogs and like cats, then killing them would be considered breaking the precept.
It's like insect, right? Insect.
Yeah. So if they are beings, if they have mind, if they are aware of what's happening to them, like us, then they are considered to be beings, living beings. So killing living being is considered breaking the precept.
Question number 9, question from Chile, from Steven Roberto. What is the protocol or procedure one should use in order to ask forgiveness of people whom I may have offended or hurt in my life, and to animals that I have harmed or killed in the past? Is this best done through metta meditation, or is there another preferred way to do it? And is it even possible to obtain forgiveness from people and animals who have long since died?
Well, if they already passed away, then it's not possible for you to contact them. So there's nothing you can do but just be sorry in your mind and try not to repeat the same mistake again. If you think you have hurt those people who have already died, then you just have to keep reminding yourself that you shall not do it again. But if you can say sorry or ask forgiveness from those who are still alive, then you can do it. Like go to that person and say, I'm sorry, and I would like to make amends. What can I do to make you feel better or feel good? Can I give you some money, or can I do something for you? And this is to show your remorse of what you have done.
Next question from Chile, also from Steven Roberto. What is the best way to get rid oneself of regret, to stop reliving the past mistakes over and over again in the mind?
Well, you can use mindfulness like a mantra. When you keep thinking of the past, then you just recite a mantra to stop your mind from thinking of the past. If you can stick to the mantra, then you will stop thinking about the past. The second method is to use common sense, meaning the past is already gone, it's like a dream. Thinking about it doesn't change anything. The only thing that will change is changing your attitude toward things or people that you have done wrong. If you find that what you did was bad, then you use that to remind yourself not to do it again. So that's the only thing you can do. If you feel regret, then you should use common sense and say, okay, if I don't want to be regret again, then try not to repeat the same mistake. But if you cannot, you still want to keep thinking about the past, then you should use the mantra, Bhutto, 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 Bhutto.
Next question, question number 11, question from Indonesia, from Suchart Thai. When I pay attention to in and out breath, I feel happiness arises. But when I don't pay attention to this breath, I screwed up. The unpleasant feeling arises. Then I return my attention to my breath and I feel calm and happy again. In the same way, when I enjoy sensual pleasure, although happiness reappears, but my inner heart seems to be not so interested in it. Am I attached to the matter of attention to the breath?
Well, being attached to your meditation object is not harmful, it's beneficial. So if you can keep being attached to your breath, it's good because it brings you peace and happiness. So it's not harmful to be attached to your meditation object.
Next question, question from India, from Ankush Bhagat. Without strong mindfulness, can we practice vipassana meditation?
In order to have strong mindfulness, you should be able to enter into jhana. If you can't enter into jhana yet, then it means you don't have strong mindfulness. You have to be able to reach the point of equanimity, where the mind becomes neutral. No love, hate, fear, or delusion in the mind. You have to feel this, you have to know this, that your mind is like that there's no love, hate, delusion, or fear toward anybody or anything. Once you have this, then it means you have strong mindfulness. Then you can then start contemplating on vipassana. The purpose of using vipassana is to teach your mind to stop your cravings and your desire, because your mind likes to crave for things that is not permanent, things that will hurt the mind eventually. So if you can teach the mind this, then next time when you have any craving or desire, you will know the reason why you should not follow your cravings or desire. And if you have strong mindfulness, then you can stop or resist your craving or your desire. So you need both. You need strong mindfulness plus common sense or wisdom to tell you that by doing what your desire asks you to do will cause you harm, not bring you happiness. The happiness you get from doing what you crave for is temporary. It can, after it disappears, then it turns into sadness or suffering.
So if without mindfulness, it's not effective, is it?
Mindfulness will only stopping the craving without knowing why. So when you have no mindfulness, your craving will then come back again. See, but if you know why you want to stop your craving, because do what your craving asks you to do will hurt you, then next time, even when you crave, then you say, no, I'm not going to do it, because it will hurt me, because the thing that I crave for will disappear eventually, sooner or later. And when that happens, I will be hurt, I will be sad. So I better not do what my craving asks for me to do.
Next question, question number 13. Question from India, from Sindura R. I'm starting out to know more about Dhamma. Could you please guide me on a good meditation technique to start with?
Well, before you can meditate, you have to develop mindfulness first. Mindfulness is the ability to stop your thinking. So you can do this during your waking hours. Wherever you are, whatever you do, try to focus on what you do. Don't let your mind think about other things. If your mind wants to think, then you can use a mantra to help you bring it back, such as Bhutto, Bhutto. For instance, if you are brushing your teeth and you start to think about your family, your friends, then you should use mantra to bring it back to the brushing of the teeth. So this is what you should do. You should curb or just stop your thinking. Once you can curb or stop your thinking, then when you sit down and meditate, you will be able to stop your thoughts, stop your mind, calm your mind, make your mind become still and happy. When you sit, you need to have an object of meditation. Normally, we use the breath as the object of meditation. Just focus on the breath. Don't control the breath. Just watch the breath. Whether the breath is breathing in or breathing out, just know. Whether it's short or long, just know. Don't control, don't manage the breath. Whether it's subtle or it is coarse, just know. Whether it disappears or not, just know. Even if the breath disappears, just know. Just watch the emptiness of breath. Just be aware that there is no breath to watch. So just watch the emptiness. Watch whether your mind think or not. If your mind starts to think, you should be able to stop it right away if you have mindfulness. If you can do this, then eventually the mind will converge into one-pointedness, becoming one, and the mind will become peaceful, still, and happy, and has become neutral. It will be void of love, hate, fear, or delusion. We call it having ubekkha.
Next question, question number 14, from Buddhika Vijay Surya. Please explain the differences between anicca, anatta, and atma with example.
Anicca is impermanent, meaning things doesn't remain the same, doesn't last. Things change. Anicca means change. Like your body keeps changing. From the time you are born to the time you die, it keeps changing. This is anicca. Okay. It's changing and it's impermanent. It doesn't last forever. Everything rises and eventually will cease. Yeah. So this is anicca. Anatta meaning it's not under anybody's control. It's not under your control. It doesn't belong to you. Such as the body, we think the body belongs to us, but in reality it doesn't belong to us, because we cannot control the body, we cannot keep the body, or tell the body to do what we want the body to do. We can tell the body to do some of the thing, but not everything. Like we cannot tell the body not to get old, not to get sick or die. So this is what we call anatta. Anatta means there is no self to control this body, to control this object. It is being controlled by nature. Nature is, anatta actually means nature. Anatta, there's no self. It's nature. It's natural thing, So everything is part of nature. Your body, my body, the trees, the houses, the cars, everything is part of nature. And you cannot control them all the time. You might be able to control them some of the time, but eventually it will be beyond your control. Everything will eventually fall apart. Like your car, your houses, everything that you have, they are assembled products, and they will eventually have to fall apart. So this is the way, this is the nature of everything in this world. But we don't like to see it, we don't see it that way. We think that they will last, they will not change. So we become sad when they change or when they don't last. But if we keep contemplating, keep teaching ourselves that everything will fall apart, everything will change, there's nothing we can do about it, then we will try to prepare our mind to accept the reality. So when these things start to fall apart, they say, okay, it's anicca, it's anatta, and then you will not be hurt, because you will not have any desire for them to be permanent or to be under your control.
What is Atma?
The same thing, Atma is self. This is, I think, the Hindu version of Atta. In Buddhism we call Atta, self, and Hindu is called Atma. So I don't know too much about Atma, but I think it's the same thing as Atta, self.
Next question, question number 15. Question from California, USA, from Mariam Jasayeri. When I meditate, sometimes I find myself saying in my mind, breathe in and breathe out. Sometimes I keep talking in my head about body parts and reminding myself of the impermanent nature. Am I meditating or talking to myself?
You're talking to yourself. You are doing two different things at the same time. One time you are meditating for calm, the next time you are contemplating on vipassana. So it will not give you any result. So you have to separate the two practices. Don't do it at the same time. If you want to calm the mind, you should focus on your breathing, your breath, and don't think about anything. If you want to teach your mind the truth, then you can contemplate, think about the different parts of the body, think about the body as being impermanent, as being anatta, not under your control. You can do this, but you don't do them together at the same time. So basically the way we practice, we have to first calm the mind first, to build the strength to resist the desire. Because if you have no samadhi, no calm, you will have no strength to resist your desire. Even though you might have the wisdom to tell the mind that you have to stop desiring, but you will not be able to stop it because you have no samadhi, no calm. So before you can go to the vipassana level, you must first develop the samadhi or samatha level first. You have to first calm the mind, stop your mind from desiring first. Once you can stop it from desiring, then the next step you teach the mind why you don't want to desire. Because everything that you desire for will hurt you, because they will fall apart, they will break up.
Next question from the same person from California, USA. She has 6 questions. From Mariam Jasayeri. Can Ajahn please explain about the elements in the body? Which part is the earth element, which part is the fire, which part is the wind, and which part is the water element?
The parts that are solid, solid, we call that part the earth element, such as the bone, the hair, the skin, the nail, the teeth. This is we call the solid, the earth element. But actually, they are usually not. They are usually combined. There are some water element in the different parts of the body also. But generally we speak, if they are solid, we call them the earth element. The water that we drink in, and then the urine that we pass out, this is called the water element. The air that we breathe in, the air that we breathe out, this is called the air element. The temperature, the heat inside the body is called the fire element.
Next question, number 17. I was listening to your talk. Does listening to chanting consider as listening to music and therefore a distraction?
No, because chanting has no emotional consequences. When you listen to chanting, it calms your mind. But if you listen to music, and can create emotional feeling arises, and it will not calm your mind. So listen to chanting or listen to Dhamma talk is different from listening to music.
Next question. I was reading Ajahns Dhamma for the asking, and I'm not sure what are the three characteristics of existence.
Anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anicca meaning everything is impermanent, everything is changing, everything will eventually fall apart or dissolve or die. Yeah. And anatta meaning you cannot control them, everything is under the control of nature. Anatta means not self, it's not under the control of the mind, it's under the control of nature. They are like the sun, the rain, the wind. Yeah. We cannot control them, so they are anatta. And dukkha means it will hurt you when you want to control them, when you want them to be permanent. So this is the three characteristics of everything that exists in this earth, this world. So if we don't want to be hurt, then we must accept that they will have to change, they will have to disappear. If we can accept this, then we will not be hurt.
Next question. What is the five aggregates?
The five aggregates is the component that make up our existence. The first one called rupa, or the body that composed of the 32 parts. The other four we call the nama aggregates. They are feelings, sanya, memory, vedana, feeling, sanya, memory, sankhara, thoughts, and vijnana, sense awareness. See, these are the components that come from the mind, and it then use the body to feed the mind with the various sensual objects, such as the sight, sound, smell, taste. And when the mind experiences sight, sound, smell, taste, it has feelings arises, good, bad feeling. And when they are feeling, there come arise the sankhara, or the thought of either getting more of it or getting rid of the things that you like or you dislike. Yeah. Why sanya is recognition of what you see, what you hear, or memory. So this make up our existence. We have the body and mind. Body is the rupa khanda. The mind is the four nama khanda.
Next question, number 20. Can you send me a website link to a 32 parts of body meditation and some chanting website link?
Just go to accesstoinsight.com. Accesstoinsight.com. That's a Theravada website that contains everything that you want. Or you can use Google to search for the 32 parts. Just key in 32 parts of the body and Buddhism. Then you will get the website that will let you know about these things.
Okay. Next question. Question number 21 from LA, USA. My name is Jax. I met you with my friend. You asked her if he was my tour guide. I came to see you on the September 26 and September 27. You told me a little about your life and your time in school in Fresno, California, and how you used to put flyers on cars about concert for money in LA where I live. I started to read your book My Way, and I have been meditating, chanting, and doing yoga now for almost a year and a half, almost every day, from anywhere about half an hour to 2 hours. After reading your book, I'm feeling I'm at a plateau, and I'm still struggling with desires. I have many fears of giving up my life to pursue to becoming a monk and yet wanting greater levels of peace. As I was reading about who you were before you started, you seem to have already a strong base to be a monk. But I have grown up in Western society. The thought of renouncing everything and not talking to my family and friends is scary to me. Is this something that would be worth doing for a year to see how I like it? Can you recommend what direction I should go in without completely turning my life upside down yet?
Well, you can just do it as a trial run first, just a practical run, just to see whether you can cope with this meditative life. Go stay in a monastery and keep the 8 precepts and follow the practices of the monks. See if you can do it. If you cannot, it means you still need to develop more mindfulness, more meditation. Because if you cannot meditate, then living in a monastery will be like living in hell. But if you can meditate, then living in a monastery is like living in heaven.
Am I being too reasonable, and this reasonable thought stop me from attaining the level of consciousness I am so desiring?
Well, it's just normal for you to think, like this. But you have to ask yourself, what do you want? You want temporary happiness or you want permanent happiness? If you want temporary happiness, you should continue on with the way you live, because that's the way of temporary happiness. Eventually you will have to die, or you will have to be separated from all your loved ones anyway. And then that time will make you sad. Or you can choose the permanent happiness by learning how to meditate and go to live in a monastery. And just consider that leaving your loved one is an eventuality anyway. So if you accept it, then you can leave them while you still can. Go practice meditation and develop the permanent kind of happiness. So you have to choose. There are 2 types of happiness: the temporary happiness or permanent happiness.
P.S. I know you don't need my praise, but I wanted to let you know I felt so much peace after meeting you. I saw such kindness and peace in your eyes, and I want this for myself badly. Next question question number 22 from Malaysia, from Wisaka Lim. I'm currently taking care of my mother-in-law. She come and stay with us. Every night my sister-in-law will also come and stay with us because she's afraid to stay alone. I always want to practice and be a good Buddhist, but I always have difficulties facing them. How can I avoid confrontation with my husband and sister-in-law who do not understand Dhamma?
Well, you have to have metta or compassion. You have to understand that they don't understand what you do. So you have to accommodate them until the time in which you can go and live alone. If you still have to live with them, try not to confront them. Try to accommodate them, love them, be friends with them. Just consider it's your karma that you are still stuck with them. But eventually, as time passes, you might be able to rid yourself of them somehow. Okay. Then you can concentrate on your practice.
Her next question. Sometimes my husband wants me to do something for him, but I don't want to do it because I know that's not right. He will get angry and scold me. How can I avoid this?
Well, if it's not right, then you don't have to do it. You just have to stand. You have to have a point to stand on. And to do something that is wrong is both harmful to yourself and to your husband. So if he should get angry, then it's still better than to do something that is not right and hurt both of you. At least you are willing to accept let him scold you, let him get angry at you. Just consider it as it's a price for living together. You have to pay. There is no such thing as free lunch.
Next question number 24 from Katrina Lezai. My partner and I are arguing and we can't be together without arguing. I love him and want to stay with him, but it is very painful. He is angry and won't forgive me for my harm. We are having some time apart right now, but I don't want him to leave me. What should I do?
Well, you have to reposition yourself. Don't put your interest first. Put his interest first. Whatever he wants, just agree with him. Then you will be able to live with him in peace. But if you still position yourself by putting your interest first, then you will always bound to have concentration. So if you want to live together, you have to compromise. So this is the price you have to pay. If you not want to compromise, then you probably have to live alone.
Last question, Long Po. Question from London, from Xu Yen. I'm Xu Yen, a Vietnamese living in London. I was at Wat Yan paying respect to Than Ajahn about 2 years ago. I've been following your online teaching and would like to start translating your Facebook teaching to share with other Vietnamese. Do I have permission to do this? And if so, I need admin help because I don't use Facebook much.
You're welcome to translate my teaching into any languages. All I ask that try to be as accurate as possible. Don't change the original, the meaning of the word. Try to stay as close as possible. And I'm not sure about needing help from admin because you need to have your own Facebook. So if you need any admin, just send in the email, and the person who read the email will be able to help you.
Or maybe translate just the books, because the Facebook also sometimes from the books mostly, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what she means, but if she wants to contact you about Facebook or something.
Yeah, I think the admin is not ready to have a continuous contact with people. Right?
Okay, then if you're not ready, then it's okay.
Yeah. That's the last question, Long Po. Thank you so much.
Is that all?
Yes, Long Po.
Okay. Thank you for sending in your questions, and hope that what I have answered today will help clarify some of your doubts or uncertainty. Should you have any more questions, please do send them in. I'll be very happy to answer them the next time. Until then, may you all be happy and advance in your Dhamma practice. Goodbye.
Thank you.